You want some fruit, honey?
Let me go sell the car.
$40.60 for a fruit tray.
That's everything. That's $108 worth of groceries.
Grocery prices are higher than ever, so the last thing we needed was a tomato shortage hitting our supermarkets across the country.
So today we're going to be taking a look at a lot of issues people are dealing with when it comes to groceries. Of course, the prices still being sky high, but I wanted to look into some other problems along with sneaky ways companies get you to pay more for less, and that same food ends up being very low quality. We have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump into it with some beef prices.
I want to show you something that's actually blowing my mind right now. Hold on a second. $12 for some ground beef. Are you $6.29 for that? For 1 pound of beef? Not to even mention, look at the lean and fat ratio. What are you talking about? I swear that used to be half the price.
I wanted to buy cook a roast this weekend, but look at the prices. $35. $33. Everything costs too much. You can't afford it.
And a little bit later, I'll show you some of the prices around me in North Carolina, so you can compare how much it costs wherever you live. But we got a comment from you guys that goes along with the high prices. I went into intermittent fasting in 2018 for health. Now it's more economic reasons. And when it comes to what you're paying for in these stores, it seems like everybody is getting ripped off constantly. Here's a pretty shady and illegal form of shrinkflation that I'm seeing on social media more and more.
Lawyer's reaction.
4.80. 1.71, 5.51, 2.41. I think I have enough. It's time to go see management. Let's see what they have to say about it.
So what does that one weigh? Like 2.32 pounds. But look, this says 5.41, and then they're charging people $4.98 a pound. That's over double, right?
Every shopper needs to know what to do in this situation. There are many shoppers across the country that are being deceived without even knowing that it's happening. Because if you are purchasing something for 5 pounds, but it only weighs 2 pounds, you are paying more than double what it's worth. And imagine how that adds up over time. You should do exactly what this man did, which is report it to the manager to not only honor the correct price, but have the manager remove all the incorrect prices from the shelf. But if this is a habitual practice, you can report it to your jurisdiction's version of the Weights and Measures Bureau.
Now you might think in this situation there has to be some sort of mistake that was made. Saying the meat weighed 5 pounds when it was only 2 is pretty drastic. However, there are tons of different videos from this creator up on screen from several different stores with different products and different companies. Most people just see the weight of the item they're purchasing and they don't think twice. And yeah, this is just another way for you to get ripped off and a different form of shrinkflation, unfortunately. Walmart was found guilty in a class action lawsuit over this already, and it's still happening. For all the people commenting that it's not much of a shortage, Walmart sells millions of these bags. If a 3-pound bag is $4.98 and each bag is short by 6 ounces, they're making an extra 60 cents on each bag, which is an extra $600 in their pocket for every 1,000 bags they sell. Now times that by the millions of bags they sell, that's a lot of money. Because of course Walmart is one of the biggest companies in the country. And we got another comment from you guys here. The worst part of a lot of food is it's not only higher in price, but everything is smaller in size.
Shrinkflation is going crazy, and here's how you can tell. This is a king size Hershey bar. In what world does a Hershey king size bar fit in a Ziploc bag long ways and basically up and down?
Hoarders, it's your time to shine. Help prove the shrinkflation. And we've gone over clips from people who do have products from years ago, showing how much less you get for the exact same price, if not more money in 2026. A brand new bag of cereal that I just bought that's maybe a third of the way full? Isn't it funny when you bring up corporate greed and suddenly none of those companies want to be in the comment section making jokes? I'm starting to get so tired of seeing it over and over again. It's the same playbook that Wendy's did on Twitter, I mean years ago now. Just giant corporations commenting like they're relatable, normal people on TikToks, just in the name of getting free advertising, but whenever you call them out, magically they're not making funny comments or don't respond to it at all. Shrinkflation is real. I work at a grocery store and I see it everywhere. We used to sell 10-pound bags of ice through a vendor, and that same vendor upped the price and shrank it down to 7 pounds. I also do resets and new items, and watched a can of Axe body spray go from 4 ounces to 2.6, but it looks the exact same and the price didn't go down. down.
These are companies that are charging us the same or more, but giving us less. Viva paper towels. 94 sheets is what they used to give you. Now they're giving you 86 sheets. But look at that. 6 double rolls, equals 12. It's all the same packaging, basically, but they're giving you less. This Finish dishwashing detergent, which is very, very popular. 76 pods you used to get. Now you're only getting 62 pods. Look at the price on the price tag. When you were getting 76 pods, you were getting it for $23.99. 62 pods? You're paying $25.49. That's a lot. That's a lot of loads. And Charmin Ultra soft mega size packs. These dropped from 224 sheets down to 208 sheets. Again, 16 less sheets. Protein cereal from Post. The old weight was 11 ounces. The new weight is 9 ounces. Atkins protein bars. They went from a 5-pack. Look how they used to give you 5 bars. Now it's new, but they only give you 4 bars.
You'll be hard pressed to find any brand of anything that isn't charging us more for less. It's just corporate greed. Paper towel math is the bane of my existence. And that last clip ended on a couple of protein products. So we're going to go off on a little tangent for a second because I feel like this has been flooding every single store over the past few months.
This is what I'm talking about with this protein getting out of hand. This coffee creamer says protein creamer, but it says 5 grams of protein if you have 4 tablespoons worth, but look at a serving size. Serving size is only 1 tablespoon and it's 1 gram. Stop slapping protein on the label of everything, please.
So it seems like protein is the new buzzword when it comes to food. Just like keto friendly was years ago, everything has to be packed with protein. And along with the clip that we just saw that was pretty misleading, I can guarantee you that they slap an even higher price tag on it because it says it has protein. And just quickly walking through a store, I found some ridiculous examples of things that don't need protein in it. We got a whole bunch of protein sodas now apparently, and that's also in the canned protein shake and protein milk section. That I'll give you has been around for quite a while. Of course, people like having protein shakes going to the gym, but then we get an entire end cap of protein water, refresh and refuel. Then coffee just got an upgrade, protein coffee. Protein popcorn birthday cake flavored. That just sounds pretty heinous to me. All of the different protein potato chips you could get, adding on now an entire aisle just for protein bars. You got the ice cream as well, 30-40 grams per pint, and I even found birthday cake flavored protein donuts from Dippin' Dots, the ice cream company you get at a baseball game. And like I said, I found all of this when I was just quickly going through the store. I bet there are so many more examples than what I just showed you. And of course, because this is now the protein version, they'll slap an even higher price tag than the plain one. We got another comment from you guys right here. It's not just prices going up, the quality is drastically going down. It's hard to find good tasting meat. And that's a pretty good segue into the next clip.
Thousands of popular food items like Pringles, Cheerios, and Takis are being recalled over unsanitary conditions at a distributor. The FDA saying they found rodent waste and bird droppings at facilities belonging to Gold Star Distribution in Minneapolis. The products were distributed to more than 50 grocery stores throughout Minnesota and Indiana.
I know every time we go over food on this channel, we got another set of recalls we could take a look at. It's just unbelievable how much of a common occurrence this is. So all the high prices you're paying for the food you're buying might not even be safe. But even though a majority of the clips that we're talking about are in the US, it doesn't mean that this problem isn't happening all over the world as well.
Grocery prices are higher than ever, so the last thing we needed was a tomato shortage hitting our supermarkets across the country. But that's exactly what has happened. There's a nationwide tomato shortage. As a result, those that are in stock are almost double in price.
Of course they are. We can't have 1 week without some crisis or shortage screwing us up. And how come they always have excuses for the high prices? And funny enough, right after I saw that clip talking about the tomatoes, we get another one showing that many products are now raising in price.
It's a massive concern, Mon. Good morning. Primarily because of fertiliser costs. They are soaring, up 50% in some markets. We're told the cost of fertiliser, it's jumped from about $800 a tonne to $2,000 a tonne. We understand that could primarily affect vegetables with shorter life cycles. So think things like leafy greens, zucchinis, capsicums and eggplants. The Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, he did just secure that major fertiliser deal in Indonesia, locking in 250,000 tonnes of urea. That's the main ingredient in fertiliser. So hopefully that deal goes some way towards pushing down these cost pressures.
I feel like every time we hear that, no matter what country we're talking about, the prices never seem to go down. They might stay at their inflated price, but they never go back to where they were a year or two ago. It just keeps getting worse. And to add on top of that, you have to be even more aware when it comes to shopping at the grocery stores, because digital price tags are becoming more and more common.
Hey, what's up, America? I'm here at a Walmart, and I want to show you the electronic pricing tags that can change prices based on surge pricing. So as you know, a lot of places are starting to replace actual paper tags with digital tags. Here at the Walmart by me, they're doing that now. So let me show you what these look like, and let me show you the difference. So here's a digital tag. These prices can change at a moment's notice, and they do throughout the day. Every single one has been changed to a digital tag, so these prices will go up 3 or 5 cents depending on what time of day it is, and they'll go up when more people are here shopping, and they'll go down when fewer people are here.
I really don't know how this isn't illegal, and that's what the comment section says. This needs to be illegal. One more reason not to shop at Walmart. But in the same way we talk about issues with car manufacturers, you know, BMW's putting features behind subscriptions a while ago. Fast forward to 2026, every manufacturer now has subscriptions. So even if Walmart's doing it right now, everybody else starts to follow. But there are some examples where companies have pushed too far and people stopped buying.
Doritos selling for $7 a bag ended up costing PepsiCo billions. That is the headline here. Crazy. Yeah, according to Bloomberg News. Probably not big enough, Romaine, but right now, PepsiCo, it's actually going to slash prices by up to 15% on some of their salty snacks after sales plunged and the company missed internal revenue targets for 2 years in a row.
So the idea they learned that if we charge people $7 for a bag of Doritos, they won't actually buy those Doritos? Is that
demand destruction?
It's exactly what it is.
Dorito demand destruction?
Yeah. Did they have to put this into Claude to figure this out, or like a spreadsheet?
So there is the willingness to pay did not go to $7 for a bag.
Huh.
My thought immediately is that if they were able to slash prices by 15% because people weren't buying at $7, how much is their overall profit? They're still going to make money even with the 15% discount. They were just trying to get even more at that $7 price tag. But with these types of prices, I'm starting to see a lot more examples and comments like this. My local Aldi recently had to close self-checkouts because of people stealing.
Baby food, baby formula. America.
Tell me why we in Alexandria and they have the damn steaks locked up.
They have jewelry and locked up in cases for $2.99. Like,
it's Walmart. It's Walmart. It's Walmart.
I have to see it to believe it myself. $10.
Now this clip goes on and on with even more examples, and I showed you guys in older videos that I had a very similar experience in the Walmarts and Targets around where I used to live in New Jersey. I remember they must have spent a ton of money putting a whole bunch of self-checkouts in, and within less than a year they completely closed it for the same reason. People were stealing things. And now more and more products are being locked up. You have to call to get even a Monster energy drink. It would just make me not want to shop there in general anymore. But this next clip is probably the most ridiculous one out of this video. I don't even really know how to transition into it. We just have to watch.
The popular pasta sauce company Prego is joining the tech world by officially launching a device that sits on your table and records dinner conversations. Technology reporter Mike Dubusky is tracking it. All right, so what is this Prego pasta sauce collaboration all about?
Yeah, so this is a device that's called the Connection Keeper. It's like a small little puck that's designed to sit on your dinner table and record your conversations. It's a recording device at its core. And Prego has partnered up with an organization called StoryCorps, which is a nonprofit that basically collects stories from various Americans and preserves them at the Library of Congress for posterity, for historical purposes. Prego's idea is what better place to find American stories than around the dinner table.
Sure, it's for historical purposes. I really hope that this is just a late April Fool's prank. Am I going effing insane with over 150,000 likes? The sauce is wearing a wire, almost 100,000 likes. Literally, no one asked for this, just make the sauce. What is happening in today's world? Collect stories and preserves them for historical purposes, right? Just like all modern cars collecting your driving data just for the fun of it. The Onion's gonna go out of business. I mean, this is a picture perfect article, but apparently this is real life. And I will say, with some of these absolutely ludicrous prices, it's not going to change anything if you keep buying it.
You want some fruit, honey?
Yeah. Let me go sell the car.
$40.60 for a fruit tray.
At Whole Foods. At Whole Foods, you can buy
$17. $17.
But you still bought it. Exactly. That's why they're charging $17, because you still bought it. They're just going to keep doing it. You're going to complain, but I guess buy it anyway. And I just wanted to put this in because of how crazy it is. On the second channel, we've talked about Erewhon a couple of times, but this blows any of the other strawberry prices out of the water.
Am I or is a box of 12 strawberries $120? I don't care how organic they are, that's insane.
Google Erewhon strawberries. This is the most expensive strawberry in the world. It's strawberries. Now, if you watch Danny Gonzalez, he recently made a video where he went to one of these Erewhon stores and bought these wildly overpriced strawberries, and he said, yeah, it was good. They better be for the price, but of course, it's not worth it.
I know that I can't really expect cheap groceries at this store. But do you want to see what $108 worth of groceries looks like here at the end of March in 2026 in California from Safeway? $108.73. Here you go. I'm going to show you. That's it. That's everything. That's $108 worth of groceries. One bag, one jug of milk.
Now, I've personally never been to a Safeway. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's just a West Coast thing. I don't know if there's some sort of a Whole Food equivalent, but we could go on to the next clip with a chain that's supposed to have the cheapest prices around.
Today I was planning to make a fun What's New at Dollar Tree video, but the first thing I saw stopped me in my tracks. Groceries are a minimum of $1.50 now. I definitely don't live under a rock, so I know that prices everywhere are and have been going up. But usually when prices go up, you kind of expect something to come with it. New products, bigger sizes, maybe even a little better quality. So I walked around to see what was new, and there were a couple of interesting things here and there, but overall it mostly felt like the same inventory just with higher prices. And honestly, some of those things were already pushing it at $1.25.
They need to stop calling themselves Dollar Tree, maybe once a Dollar Tree. Cans being $1.50 is insane because at Kroger's and Aldi most canned goods are cheaper than that. And I do remember watching a video a long time ago where somebody went over the math shopping at places like Dollar Tree compared to like Target or Walmart, and you were actually paying more money at Dollar Tree because you were getting a smaller amount compared to the other stores. And now it seems like it's getting even worse.
Is anybody else sick of these grocery bills? Because I just spent $80 at Trader Joe's. I still have to buy food like to eat for dinner for the week at a regular grocery store. That's going to cost me over $100. So this is out of control. Prices are ridiculous. I don't even know what I bought at Trader Joe's. Can you guys relate? Because why are prices so expensive?
And that's a pretty good segue into some of the clips that I recorded. I've personally never shopped at Trader Joe's, but I haven't shown one of these stores to you guys in my videos, so we could take a look at some of the prices where I live in North Carolina. We'll start off with a lot of the produce is $3.99 for a 3-pound bag of oranges, or you could get a lot of individual pieces, lemon 49 cents, the limes 59 cents, and the oranges are 89 cents. The organic strawberries were $6 for a pound, or $9 for 2 pounds. The grapes were $6 for 2 pounds. Now we'll take a look at a lot of the meat, $5.99 for a pound of ground turkey breast. This was the 99% lean version, and then right next to it you had the 93.7 at $4.49 a pound. I did find some expensive chicken. This was Trader Joe's organic free-range chicken. That was $7.49 a pound, so this was almost $10.50 for just 2 pieces. Here we got 80/20 ground beef for $6.49 a pound, and there definitely was more expensive beef, 100% Argentinian Angus beef ribeye for almost $18 a pound. There was filet mignon for almost $25 as well. Now, I don't really have too much to compare against this because I normally just get ground beef, ground turkey, and chicken breast at the end of the day. But we could go over to some of the milk. Some of the normal 2% and whole milk were around $4 a gallon, but then you could go over to the organic version and that was around $7. Most of the eggs were pretty cheap. This was a dozen for $3. And then it seems like Trader Joe's has a lot of their versions of cereal. Cinnamon Squares, Honey O's, they were pretty cheap, around $2.69 a box, but I will say they were much smaller than any of the family size or giant sizes that you'll probably see at places like Target and Walmart. Here, most of the cheese prices were around $4 to $5, and a set of hot dog buns were around $2.50, and hamburgers were around $3. But going over to most of their normal bread, it was sitting around $3 to $4, and most of the selection of their chips were similar prices, around $4. Their spaghetti and pasta were similar prices to what I see in most stores, just around $1, and their different kinds of rice were a little bit over $1 a pound each. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.